right, looks like we're all set here. Welcome everybody to this week's version of the Kitsap Weekly Market Stats. My name is Joey Walker. I'm on the Depuy team at Keller Williams West Sound. And if you're new to this weekly little chat I have with you guys, this is a great opportunity if you are actively in the market to buy or sell to get educated on, okay? I like to go over the stats with you guys. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on the YouTube or Facebook platforms. But my number is 360-265-3205 if you need to get a hold of me privately as well. So every week I come at you with some stats and then a little bit of a topic, something that caught my eye during the week that I like to explain as well. Okay, so this is the week of May 10th through the 16th, and here we go. Now this is for all the Kitsap County. Okay, this is including Bainbridge Island as well. We had a little bit of a dip last week. We were trajectorying up higher and higher and higher for new listings, but last week we just hit a little bit over 106 new homes in the market last week. The week prior to that, we were at 135. Why? I'm not really sure why we had the dip, but we did. So 106 new homes. Sellers, we need your help out there. We need more inventory. So hopefully here going into the summer months, we should see more. The stat that really caught my eye, and it has for a few weeks now, is the amount of homes that are reducing their list price. This means these are people that homes are on the market currently, and for whatever reason, they're not receiving the offers like they thought they would. So now they are lowering their price to attract buyers. And last week we had 44 homes in all of Kitsap lower their price as opposed to 5 that increase. Well, why would anybody in this market increase their price after going on the market? A lot of times that's new construction. All right, new construction will hit the market and they will raise their price as they get more numbers and costs in. Okay, so but this is the number I really want to focus on is 44 homes, and I'll get into our entire inventory. But right now that was 17% of our entire inventory, lower, almost 1/5 of our entire inventory lowered the price. So that's going to be the topic I'm going to get into a little bit later, but just pay attention because that's a lot of homes. All right, so the actual activity, what did we have last week? We had 163 homes go pending, meaning homes that accepted offers from buyers, and 92 sold. Well, my goodness, that is a big difference. So 163 accepted offers, 92 actually officially sold, meaning they got all the way through the closing process, and the buyers got the keys, the sellers got the money. So now, while these numbers don't exactly correlate because there's about a 30 to 40 day gap in between these statistics, what we've seen now for many, many, many weeks on hand is there's this giant gap in between these two. I mean, what is that? 71 homes difference, okay? And that's on average between 40 to 60 homes every single week. That's telling me that a lot of homes are falling out of escrow. You know, is this due to inspections? Is this due to financing issues, appraisal issues? I don't know. But the moral is, buyers, don't be totally discouraged if you didn't win, your offer didn't get accepted, because there's a chance it might go back on the market. So talk to your realtor about putting in a backup offer or just keep an eye on it, okay? So that's interesting as well. Inventory. We actually took a little bit of a dip from last week, but it's still sitting pretty here at 323. All right, that number was down below triple digits just at the beginning of the year. So it's nice to see that inventory is going up, but to be in a more normal, healthy market here in Kitsap County, we want to see that number in the 1,400 to 1,600 range, okay? Which we are still far from. Tell me, still very much a seller's market. Right now, I think, last I looked, this is about 2 weeks worth of inventory, meaning that if we had no homes hit the market, our inventory would be gone in 2 weeks. Very much still a seller's market, okay? But it's still good to see there's 300 and something homes out there. Buyers, don't anybody tell you there's nothing out there. Days on market, DOM here. 10 is the average days on market. Again, this is pretty volatile. I don't put too much weight into the statistic, because if you do properly price your home and market it correctly, probably 3, 4, 5 days is the average, where homes that don't will be staying on the market for long. But still, it tells you it's still a very fast-paced market. Average sold price, okay? And now this, with Bainbridge Island, it's 581, but without it, it's only 575. Usually there's a much larger gap there with and without Bainbridge. This just tells me that maybe Bainbridge didn't have as much activity last week for whatever reason, but still, that is a super high number, buyers. All right, 575 is the average. Just a handful of years ago, this was in the 300s. So it just shows just how much homes are costing out there. And then the last stat that I like to go over with you guys, and I think is super, super important, especially if you're looking to buy or sell right now, is what is the average official sold price compared to list price, meaning how much more or less are homes selling above when they go on the market, because we know the market's fluid. Just because you're selling a house for a certain price or list it for a certain price doesn't mean it's going to sell for that. It could go higher. And that this past week took a huge jump from previous weeks. We had been floating between 3 and 4 for months. The last week, the average home sold for 9.16% higher than what it was originally listed for. Now, why is this so important? One, it tells us it's still a super hot market for sellers. There's still not much of supply out there, so demand is super high. So people are writing almost 10% over on average to win in this market. But that's super good for you guys, you buyers, to know, because if you want to be competitive, you cannot look at a brand new home that's on the market and think, I'm going to get it for that price. You have to be mentally prepared to at least go 10% over. Now, again, this is, home, based on the home. It's a case-by-case scenario here, but that just tells me that it's getting a little bit more competitive out there. Okay, people are starting to, get antsy, and they're starting to throw really high lists out there. Now, well, that doesn't really make sense, because you just got done telling me, Joey, that we had 44 list price reductions, but you're telling me homes are still selling. So what gives? What this tells me, these two stats, yes, they do, they do counter, they're counterpoints to one another, but this just tells me how important it really, truly is. If you are going to sell in this market, you have to price your home accurately. Okay? It is a seller's market. Everyone knows that, but you still just can't throw any crazy random price on your home. Okay? You still have to play by the rules. And this kind of transitions right into what I was going to talk about with you guys, though. What's up with all the reduced prices? Well, what I got here is the market works on a bell curve, right? So we know that prices go up, 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 and eventually they're going to correct and they're going to come back down. All right? It always goes up and it goes down. Sometimes it takes longer to go up than others, and sometimes it really goes down fast, a la 2008, 2009, right? So what's going on here is that we're going up this curve here. The market's going up, and it's not going up as steep, as fast as the last couple of years, but it's still going up. We're seeing values are still on average going higher than they were the previous year. But if you're selling, and let's say right here, your home should be right here on the curve, but you're trying to sell up here, well, buyers are so smart now, and the realtors are so smart, they will know, they will be able to smell that, and they'll say, that house is overpriced. I've seen so many homes, and I know the market's crazy, but that home is overpriced. So we're not going to offer on that, okay? And you're not going to get offers. So what ends up happening is, you know what? All I wanted was one person to offer. Well, that's not going to happen most of the time. So what happens is now you're playing catch up, okay? Now you have to reduce your price, and if you only reduce it a thousand, a couple of $1,000, not very much at all, you're just going to come down here, but you're still behind, right? So you reduce your price, good for you, but it's not going to, get the attention. You have to drop it a good $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. You got to get down below the curve, and now you're chasing the market. Okay, now you're chasing the market. Buyers are looking at your home and they're saying, "Oh my goodness, it's been on the market for 10, 11, 12 days. There has to be something wrong with it." You know what? I think at this point now we're going to come in at list, or we're actually going to come below list, because there's got to be something. No one out there is chasing your home. So it ends up where you could have sold it right here if you just would have properly priced it, or maybe even higher. You get into a bidding war. You then had to drop it, and now you're stuck right here, and you're going to lose. This could be tens of twenties of thousands of dollars, just because you got a little cocky and you wanted to price it super high out of the market. Okay, and that is where realtors have to come in and educate you on this stuff. Okay, this could be so much money that you guys are losing. Yes, it's a great market for sellers, but you know what? A lot of these people have to go and buy a home. And if you're selling and you're losing market money, but then you have to go buy a home that's properly priced, you're going to be losing in the end. So you got to have a good realtor that is telling you this, is being transparent and not just selling you a listing on whatever you want. Because if you get caught up here and your home's only supposed to be here, you're going to be in this group here that has to lower their price and now has to chase the market. Okay. So what's up with all the reduced prices? This is just telling me that if you do overprice, you're going to pay for it. If you properly price, you're going to reap the benefits, as the stats are showing. Do not get cocky in this market, sellers, okay? A lot of things are going right for you right now, but you can still really mess up here. So listen to the advice of your realtor. Hopefully the realtor is giving you sound advice and laying out different strategies for pricing. But this just tells me that we had a little bit too many. We have about 1/5 of our inventory out there just overshot. They overshot, okay? They're going for the gold where they should have came down here and maybe could have reached the gold, but you got to take a little different strategy at it, okay? So market's still hot. If you properly price, you're going to do very well. But if you don't, you're really going to miss out on a great opportunity here, okay? So that is my whole spiel for this week. We will come back next week with some fresh stats. We'll see if we get some more listings on there. We'll see if people stop reducing and maybe people start properly pricing. This is the number I really want to keep my eye on. Is this going to stay at 9%, or we can go higher or lower? That's the one that will really take a big jump. So that's going to be interesting. Anyways, my name is Joey Walker. I'm with the Dupuy team at Keller Williams West Sound. Please, we are on YouTube now. Or if you are watching us on YouTube, feel free to subscribe, get notified whenever I go live. We also have a lot of great other content for you guys out there. So please utilize our YouTube page. There's a lot of great resources there. But if you don't have any other questions out there, I will see you next week. Bye-bye.